So, have you ever experienced any form of high and low energy through the day? Now, what do I mean by this? It's like one day you wake up and you're full of beans and you just want to get out of bed, you want to jump, get showered, and get straight out to your tasks at hand. But other days, somehow it just becomes harder. Everything is a drag, and it becomes an uphill struggle. Yes, so if you felt this way, please remember, I am not trying to tell you that I know everything. All I'm saying is I know how to cure these little things. These high-low energies are a distinct outcome of everything we've been talking about within the multitasking, the training of the brain, because the brain's a muscle, is actually training the brain not to complete the tasks. These high-low points are because there is no strategy in your mind. So the life and the brain hasn't been aligned consciously and unconsciously through the Synergist methodology. And this is an outcome of working on willpower. Which means basically, you wake up in the morning, you feel dragged, you feel down, you go, come on, let's train up, come on, let's take it up. So that's known as willpower. Willpower. Now, with willpower, there are two energies, aren't there? The reason why it drops off and then you're back to no willpower again, no clarity, overwhelm, want to sit there fully distracted and want to doom scroll, or even what we call, Marilyn was a good client of mine, and she says she used to call them duvet days. So having a duvet day, but she did differently on start, stop methodology. We're going to go deeper into the willpower side of things. So you're going up, down in energy. Now, if you remember back to when you were a child, or even remember now, let's say if this finger of mine was actually a flame, and you pop your hand over the flame, what would you be doing? Well, immediately you'd be going, whoosh, straight out. The challenge you're going to face is that the moment at 100 miles an hour, your hand moves away. The moment it moves away, it stops. The moment there's no more pain, it stops. So with it stopping, you're now got to restart it again. So either you turn around and put it back over the fire, or do that again, or you move the fire and then maybe it'll move this way, then you move it that way. So it's like constantly moving the focus of energy. And this, when you're burning your finger, is called an away from energy. This means that when you've got a negative flow in your mind, all of a sudden you're trying to get away from it. So this could be something like, I'm alone. It could be, I have no money. I'm broke. So all of these feelings are when you push away from it, and the moment you're away from that, maybe momentarily for one day, you stop progressing. You'll stop and think, oh, I'm not good, you know? I've got £100 in the bank. So you stay focused and you drive with that £100, but the moment it's run out, you're back to, I'm tired, I'm confused. This is real. Please don't think I'm mocking you, not at all. I'm trying to identify this for you so you can just step forward. Now, what does this mean? How do they get into that position is what we should say. This is when we're constantly multitasking, leaving these little voids and training our brains not to complete things and accepting that non-completion. Because the brain is also, and it's constantly learning, as you know. So you're training it not to complete the task, to be lethargic, and that void of 3 minutes, it even becomes shorter. So you start to flip 2 minutes within 1 minute of concentration. That's a painful place to be. How do we get past this? Well, what happens is that the away from energy is 7.8 times more likely for you to shift from pain as opposed to positive feeling. But the moment it's away from pain, which I was telling you, the energy drops off. This is called willpower. So you're in pain and you go, come on, you can do this. That's getting away from the flame. But the moment you get up and move around, it doesn't necessarily last all day. So it stops as soon as it's away from the danger. Now, on the same token, we could convert this into a toward energy. A toward energy is very specific. It means something is driving it with a consciousness alignment with the unconscious, which means the purpose, the mission, the feeling good, your gut feeling, your belly feeling. Yeah? And what happens as you're traveling with this alignment, the movement's slower, steadier, but you've got to understand it's consistent. It's not running away from something, it's working toward something. Slow and steady, but consistent, healthy, and well planned. Does that make sense? So you're actually pushing away from understanding with willpower alone, and you're working toward a structured strategy of reprogramming your own mind. Now, what does this mean? Never rely on willpower alone. Rely on your willpower, of course, to get you moving, like first gear. When you're shifting in your first gear, the gearing ratio is such that it's got more strength and power, but it doesn't move so much, but it gets you shifted, it gets you moving towards something. And then slowly, you need to change the gear to a smaller cog, which means that the wheels are spinning more, but there's less effort and less strength, which is the flow. We call that inertia. When you roll a ball, you need to push it first, then it picks up its own gravitational pull and its own weight and its own inertia, movement forward, that drives it further and it builds that up. So you may start off doing things slower, but the momentum increases. And that is when you add a structured and disciplined approach to concentrating the mind and bringing yourself into actual alignment. So this is the DFD method. So this is the DFD method itself. It's 7 simple steps that you are going to change your world with. Would you like a tried and tested strategy of alignment of your willpower, which comes from here, but also the conscious task at hand, your focused thoughts? The answer is DFT, and that's where we're going to go into next.